Hello, 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 hello. Welcome now, Stock Trades. How's everybody doing today? All right, ladies and gentlemen, today's been a long day. I wanted to go ahead and do a couple of things. This is going to be a very important video. The last video, if you don't recall, we said some pretty big things, okay, in regards to the analysis of Clover Health in terms of if a partnership was to sprout in terms of the national type of partnership that Peter was talking about. Okay. It's a bit of a late live. My apologies, but it's definitely an important one. Okay. What's going on, James? Okay. So we got a couple things that we need to dissect. First things first is unfortunately, hold on for a sec. Unfortunately, there's always been a divide between Main Street and Wall Street. It's always been this battle between the haves and have-nots of our society, right? People that have and people that don't, right? It's unfortunate, right? And, to try to solve this issue is pretty much pipeline dream, right? It's not going to happen, right? There will always be rich and there'll always be poor. It's just that's how it works. Can we go ahead and go to a brighter, better, more tolerant America and world? Of course, we're headed on that timeline, right, or trend line. But ultimately, that it goes up and down. Obviously, the people that have lived 500 to 1,000 years ago, the lifestyle that we have now is a lot better than it was, right? But regardless of where you cut it, if you look at the lifestyle of the rich or the poor, you can see completely differences. And the sad part is people that live near coastal areas, like the beach, California, Miami, they all have long lives, right? Because they're able to walk the beach. They're able to enjoy that type of lifestyle, right? And they have higher lives. They live longer. This is data that's been taken by almost 10 to 15 years. What's going on, B-Rob? What's going on? Nice picture you got going on the 18 Up channel. Oh my God, right? So the point here is this is a reminder to all of you of what is the mission of this channel, right? What is the mission of what we're trying to do here? We're trying to basically bridge this gap, right? Unfortunately, I can't beat Wall Street, right? We can't beat these people, but I can show you what they do by giving you their data. I can give you the numbers they look at, and I can teach you the data that they use, right? That's what I can do, right? An unfortunate part is if you can't beat them, you have to join them. Now, the sad part is, given that our channel doesn't have a big reach, there is going to be a lot of, thank you so much, Brad. Thank you, appreciate you, boss. The problem here is I can't reach all these people on Main Street. And every year, sadly, the way these Wall Streeters think, they think there's news. They say there's new suckers every year. New suckers in the market come every year, and it's a shame, right? It really is. So, with that said, I have to show you this because it really is sad, right? But if you look at smart money versus dumb money, it's like textbook, right? Stocks have been going down. What have you been seeing go up? The blue line, which is smart money, right? Smart money people have been buying this dip while dumb money has been selling. Dumb money is red. Now you might ask yourself, well, how does it know what is smart money and how does it know what is dumb money? The thing is, the smart money is quite easy, right? It's there are a lot of ways you can quantify this, because if you see millions of dollars of money moving in the market, you can assume, especially from a single transaction, you can assume that these are institutional players. Number one. Number two, if you have over $100 million in assets, you have to legally report through an SEC 13F filing. You have to legally report, right? ultimate, what you buy and sell, right? That's a no-no. If you don't know that, you should look it up. The problem is, how the hell do we know dumb money? How do we know what dumb money is doing? Well, we're starting to see a lot of these start popping up. Like, for example, Robinhood is showing you this data that I told you it has, that it sells this data. So your broker takes this data, and the way they make money also is, the payment to order flow, right? They third party this, right? But what they're also doing is they're selling the information in terms of buying and selling of a particular, stock, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to post this now on Twitter so we could see it. I'm just going to post it from my phone. It's just easier way to just transfer it over to the screen. And I'm going to just say, look what CLOV dumb money is doing. Or let's just say, look what CLOV retail investors are doing. And look what CLOV are doing. Now, here's the thing. I personally think to call retail investors dumb, I think that's pretty mean, right? I know we're not supposed to have feelings, right, in Wall Street, but I think this is pretty derogatory, right? It really shows you how Wall Street views Main Street, right? It's almost like they view them as subhuman, right? Which is so sad, right? Which allows them to, I feel like, do these types of things and be able to live with their life. They just don't care, It is what it is, right? But going quickly, and hold on, let me just give me a moment. Let me turn on the fan for a sec. Hold on. Let me just turn on the fan for a sec. All right, guys. Sorry about that. What I was saying is, I don't know what the hell is wrong with Twitter. I'm seeing all this crap here from Twitter, and I'm just like, I follow no one, and it just gives me all this garbage. So I don't know. That's Twitter is just, or X, whatever. Kind of gives me weird things, and I don't really, I just kind of look what CLOV and stock market stuff. So anyhow, okay. So as you can see, this is Robinhood. This is like what Wall Street. I've waited 4 days for your video. Don't make it that long. Dear Jesus, please keep CLOV stock under $6 till May. I'll never sell far dated covered calls again. Amen. 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 Amen in Jesus' name, right? Oh man, right? But look, right? Robinhood retail investors, these are you could see they were selling from like what is that? The beginning of March 4th to like what was that? March 11, March 12, right? So let's look at smart money. See the March selling and smart money buying, right? And you can honestly see this data. You could see it literally in real time. Okay. The point is our customers sell volume percentage increased by 19% versus the last trading day. This is not investment advice. So what you can do is you can treat this as dumb money, right? Because these are retail investors. Because you think like you think hedge funds are going to be using Robinhood. You know what I'm saying? I use Robinhood, right? And I'm dumb money in terms of how these people view me, right? But obviously you guys know that, I bought the dip, right? I'm not dumb money because I have the data, and obviously we're like an exception. But you can use this if you have Robinhood to kind of get a smack, but it's delayed. See how it doesn't show you we're on March 17, so it's delayed, right? Versus this data is not delayed, right? So, so there it is. Okay. So anywho, Palantir was up today. Clover was up today. So 5 days we're up 11%. Could this be the rebound? Could this be the ultimate rebound? I mean, here, watch. We were down a lot, and ultimately now we're like, I feel like it's just a nice, beautiful line that you can draw here, right? Could we be on the rise again? I mean, the first drop went ahead and dropped, 28%. Then we had, this drop here, which is 30%. And then we had, this drop here, which is another 30%. I mean, doesn't it to you using, now that I'm explaining it this way, doesn't that kind of look like the bottom? I mean, I don't know. I mean, we could go lower. It could be kind of like this. It dropped and went up a little bit. People got excited and it dropped again and made a double bottom. We could go back up and go down and do a double bottom. And then we could go. I mean, again, we don't know, right? Tariff concerns are still a thing. I think, we got the Federal Reserve coming in this 19th of, sorry for my yawning, 19th for the FOMC decision. It's going to be a hold, but I think the Federal Reserve FOMC Federal Chairman Jerome Powell is going to be dovish. So I think that's going to be a pretty good catalyst for the market. But with all the, hawkish tone that we've been having, the odds of a May rate cut went down to 19%. So June now, even with all those, we still see a rate cut at 52%. Obviously, the odds have changed, but we're still seeing a rate cut. So regardless if it's May or June, I'm pretty excited, right? I'm pretty, and remember, the stock market's prognostic, right? So what do you think about institutional percent ownership with the last 3 months? Could we be at the, I don't know. I think, I think, so. I mean, you see it, right? You see this data, right? And you see this data, and then you look at the past, since 1988, when have we ever been this bearish? We're pretty up here. The last time we're up here was in 2022, the great financial crisis. And I know we ain't no great financial crisis. .com bubble, we're more bearish than that, right? And then, 1990, there's a slight little recession here, right? So oh God, I'm so tired. You guys be the kind of the judge, right? You could see how, like, when you have data, you're not going off of emotions, right? So I want to give a shout out to Market Cap. You know what I mean? I think his analysis is great. I like, I'm just going to say, I like the way you think. Keep sharing your thoughts, my dear friend. I can't spell friend. My dear friend. All right. So there it is. So he was saying that if, we're able to replicate New Jersey's enrollment across 50 states, we would have around 5 million members at around 14,000 a pop. We would get 70 billion in annual revenue, which, could give us maybe, $70 billion from a price of sales of one, maybe, which then potentially give us $150 stock price. But he's saying $150 net worth, maybe a price of sales of two. Regardless, is, the point here is this is just the Medicare Advantage business. This is what obviously the Clover boost to 14,000, right? But this is obviously not including SaaS. Imagine if we have SaaS, okay? Right? We're going to probably cross over 4 stars and do 4.5 in the next 5 years, 5-10 years. We have industry-leading HEDIS scores. I mean, this is pretty incredible. This is incredible. Okay. So the point here is, I'm going to be very clear. Okay. I'm going to be very clear. Okay. Okay. Let me grab some coffee. Hold on. Okay. All right. All right, guys. We called that Palantir at 650. It went up to 120 or whatever it was. Okay. We called out a lot of stocks. Okay. Clover is going to change lives. Not only is it actually changing lives in terms of healthcare, this company is going to change a lot of people's lives. Okay. The fact of the matter is, a lot of people don't have access to this type of data. Okay. Let me explain. Okay. Let me go ahead and just reload this chart so you guys can get the most accurate. Let's go to home. I'm going to give you the thin one. Today, we're not going to go thick. We're going to do thin. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do CLOV. Okay, we'll look at CLOV. Okay. We're going to look at the hour. Okay. Let's go ahead and look at the support lines. You can see it bounced right about that support, right? And then now, are we ending our downward channel? Have we broken out of this downward channel? Let's go ahead and go here, right? So we're now, you can see, you could draw a line here. I think we may start to go up again. Here's the fibs, okay? The point that I want, the thing I want to show you, well, first off, this is the analyst price target. You can see $6. We're getting there. I mean, from an all-time perspective, you put an analyst price target, I mean, we're really not that far off, right? Again, this is all part of the Al Stock Trades terminal, right? And I developed this with my own hands. I developed this by myself, right? I came from nothing, right? I realize there's a lot of inequality in this world. When people become wealthy in this country and they go become 1%ers, it's almost like they spit on the face of Main Streeters, right? I mean, the fact that you basically see people that are homeless out on the street, it gives you a reflection of our society. In an ideal world, there should be no homeless, right? In an ideal world, we should, if Jesus was truly a part of all of us, we should not see poor, right? We should not see that, right? If truly Jesus was a part of each and every one of us. But unfortunately, when money hits, the devil calls, right? Okay. So with that, what I want to show you is this. Okay. Most people don't have access to this. Okay. Once Q1 comes in for 2025, we are going to be getting the data. Right now, you can see we got stage 1 analysis, meaning that we broke out of this downward trajectory of the average. We basically shot up, which is a positive signal. For the first time ever, since not even 2021, we have 193 let me just make it bigger. Okay. We have 193 institutional investors. We've never had that before. This is new. So I agree with you. In the next 3 months, I do think we're going to go up higher. I think. Right? Hit over 120K, and I'm adding daily goal 150K while price stays low. If CLOV breaks 10, I'm set for life. Right? And just imagine not having a boss anymore. Right? Imagine that. Imagine where you'll be able to live life on your own terms. Imagine not having or not being scared of losing your home or someday potentially missing a payment on your mortgage and getting a foreclosure and having to move your family. Right? Imagine knowing that when your child gets older and when your child comes and asks you, by any chance, dad or mom, this school's pretty expensive. I understand if we can't afford it, but I, just want to let you know I'm really interested. Right? The fact of the matter is now with these lines that you see right in front of you, you're seeing for the first time in Clover's history, we are having more institutional investors than we've ever had, ever. And the fact of the matter, is, it's here. We're here. Okay. It's happening. Right. If we score it, we're in the 6. Bullish score of 6, bearish score of 3. Look at the total number of invested, about $292 million. Again, we haven't had this in a while. We broke out of the trend line. They don't want us to see this. They've been trying to dilly-dally here and trying to confuse us, right? But we're on top of them right now because we look at other metrics, right? They can't lie to us here. They can't lie to me telling me how much money they're going to buy, and they try to hide it because they have to report it because this is by the Congress. Right? So you can go ahead, Wall Street, if you're watching this channel, you try to drop the stock price as much as you can. I'm watching you, right? Our platform is protected, right? I put on some crazy security software features, right? So come at me, right? I challenge you, right? Others have, and they lost the legal battle, right? The point is we're doing God's work here, right? And we're doing it all by data. You go find me a YouTube channel that has their stupid YouTube channel name as part of their stock terminal, right? So the point is, I hope you are reading this and seeing where we're headed. I will give you an example real quick. I'll give you an example because examples are good. Just look at Palantir, right? I think Palantir is a good example. Look at institutional ownership. You see how all of a sudden it broke out institutional ownership, investors, holders broke out, which hasn't been seen before. And all of a sudden it just started shooting up. These are institutional ownership buying the stock. I think this is going to be Clover's fate. You see how it was a little higher here, higher than ever, like Clover, and all of a sudden it started blowing up. I think this is going to be the fate of Clover. And it's such a privilege and it's such an honor to share this information with you, to show you a bullish score of 7-2 overall bullish, to show you total number of invested, how it shot up and it basically continued shooting up as soon as it basically crossed this. It is such a privilege and an honor just to be able to show you this, to show you how these Wall Streeters think. They don't care about you, right? They don't care about your families. They don't care. They don't care so much about you that, let me tell you something, right? I was taking care of this beautiful old lady, right? Old lady, right? And it's so sad. It's so sad that she ran out of Medicare days. She literally ran out of Medicare days. That's the type of healthcare we live in, where she can't even go home. She's an old lady. We're talking old, guys. She's old, right? She looks young, but she's old. She barely can walk. So what is a lady like her supposed to do? An elderly lady. What, be homeless? Sleep on the street? The insurance denied everything. You see what I'm saying? So even though my software can help her, I hope that me sharing you this right now hopefully will give you enough money to where you can protect your own moms, or maybe your wives, maybe your daughters. That's what we're trying to do here. This is not a game. This is not a game for me, right? If you haven't realized, right? This is not some, I'm trying to sell the software to make money off of you guys. Fuck the money. You think I give a fucking shit about the money? This is me trying to show you guys how these people on Wall Street, because trust me, I make my money, right? From the wheel strategy and everything that I've done and all my investments, right? This is me trying to show you how these people work on Wall Street, right? It's disgusting. They literally, in their high towers in New York, in their beautiful $5 million, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom apartment, right? Watching down, looking at all the people work and slave their life away, right? So the point is I'm trying to show you there's a way out. I found it. There's a way out of hell. There's a way out of poverty, right? There's a way out. Okay. Once you see Al eat the meat, you no longer will look at him the same way. Oh, you guys know when I go crazy, right? And the beautiful part is we're doing and we're putting God first. We're putting God first in everything that we do, right? You know how crazy it is? How many millionaires we've created from our platform? That's the miracle of when you put God. I literally took the most disgusting part of Wall Street, the most filth and degenerate just disgust of where I literally took where the devil lives and I shined light on it. Right? And I said, you know what, guys? It's time for the rest of Americans and people around the world to eat too. You deserve to eat. Right? Peter is holding the cards close, but his comments are telling. Very true. And then so is Andrew, right? It's in the pipeline, right? Right? Let's smoke the Wall Street pigs and eat pork, right? And to all my Jewish and Muslim colleagues, we'll eat some chicken. Right? Don't have many blood relatives, but I'm going to use my money to go in with a few good people I know and buy some land where they can. Yeah, there it is. That's the beautiful part of the world, man. You know, I mean, you'll be able to do things, right? I had no problem watching my account drop under $1 million because I know it's recharging for its next life. That's a good way. It's dropping. Don't worry. My portfolio, it's just recharging. I freaking love it, man. It's recharging, right? Okay. So anywho, we talked about this before. I mean, this is called the market intelligence scanner, right? You go ahead and run the analysis. This is for Palantir Technologies. It went ahead, became bullish in Q2 of 2023. Then after 6 quarters, here's the yellow, which is the stock price, right? The stock price went to the freaking moon. So let's go ahead and take a look at Clover. You run the analysis for Clover. Clover became bullish here. What do you think is going to happen 6 quarters out? What do you think is going to happen to the stock price? Right? I guarantee you show this to a kid, the kid's going to understand, but don't kid yourself. There's about 30 to 40,000 lines of code in this damn graph. Okay? Let's go ahead and reload this real quick. I want to reload this. CLOV. Let's go ahead and fetch the data. So we'll see right now if this gets updated, right? We're going to see because we're on that leg up, I think, right? We're going to see right now. Another thing I want to do is I want to look at Clover. And I want to look at analyst estimates. Oh, yeah. These are the thin lines. They're not thick. It's okay. Don't worry about it. I'm worried about it, but it's okay. We're good. Okay. OCD, right? So you could see they changed it. They're saying 2028 they're going to be profitable. Peter said 2026. So I don't know what this is, but I will tell you, though, is they did update the revenue, right? And the revenue for this year, they're estimating it to be, this year's 1.9. They're estimating it to be over $100 million over what Clover estimated it, which I think was around 1.8 billion. So if they're over 100 million, I mean, you can honestly assume just raise up 100 million here, which goes back to being profitable here, and then raise up Yeah, so just about breaking. So we'll see. We'll see, right? But what we can do is look at the revenue here. In fact, just look at the overall estimated. But, let's just look at here. And let's go ahead and say, today's 2025, 4 years out, we're going to get $3 billion. Now, I think Clover's going to grow more, but let's just, for sake of argument, let's just look at 2029. They say 3 billion, 3 or 3051. So that's 3050. So what, I'm sorry, hold on. 3052. Okay. Technically 3053, but it's okay. So let's open this up right here, right? So 2029, 3052. Okay. In 2024, they made, and don't worry, we have this here again, all part of the stock terminal. 1371 right here. 1,371.13. So all we got to do now is just find the CAGR. And honestly, I think, to be quite frankly honest, I think we could just go ahead and use the progression analysis, which so conveniently is here. We can say 2029 is here, and then we will put. I got to make this green, so I make it look nice for you guys because you got I just want to make it look nice, but it's okay. It does the math, so it's okay for right now. There's a 1371 here. Okay, 2024. So what is the growth rate? So their growth. Oh, so am I doing this right? Yeah. So they're thinking Clover's going to grow 17.35%. Now, if that's the case, now Clover's saying that it's going to grow 37%, which, I don't know. They're saying in the next 5 years, we're going to at least get 17.35. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Let's just be more lenient with our calculation. Let's now just do 2028 to 2020. That's fine. So let's do 2028, 2798. Okay. 2798. And let's go ahead and do 2028. We do that. Haha, look at that BS. It's saying that Clover is going to grow 9% in 2029. That's fine. That's fine. Let it grow 9%. That's fine. So we know that we know that the disruption is going to last longer. We know that they're going to be able to grow more, but let's just basically, from Wall Street's stupid perspective of being bearish, let's just do that. Okay. Now we know discontinued cash flow from operations we can ignore. So we can take 80 million divided by whatever the number this is, right? And that's just trying to estimate the percentage of free cash flow. You remember when I used to take 5% and everyone used to say, Al, you're full of crap? Well, it's actually 5%, right? So I was right? I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but that's correct, okay? Now what we could do is I'm calculating the price target and what it's going to be in 2029, and we'll use 9%, right? So by doing this, you get an estimated free cash flow of 177 million. So that's fine. We'll go ahead and we'll open up this Al stock trades here. We'll go ahead and make this a little bigger for us, shall we? And let's open up the price target software. Again, all included in lifetime access. For folks that are interested, we will be ending the sale. Take advantage. Flash sale, $5 off. Join our family, okay? So let's go ahead and we take this 177. First, we'll put CLOV. Again, don't look at the numbers yet. We'll put 177. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and we'll put this, I think, BS growth rate, 9.08. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and update projection. So in 2029, based on Wall Street's price target of 9% and the fact that Clover will take 5% of that revenue, it's going to be anywhere between $5.41 to $7.37. That is what they're thinking Clover's going to be in 2029. But do you really think they're going to grow 9%? Now, remember I took 2024 and like 2029 numbers, right? Here it is. Coach Brian, in the house. I have 1.4 million reasons to support our stock trades and Clover Health. There it is, right? Our multi-millionaire in the making, right? That's the power of our community here. Okay. So let's go ahead and put 1371 and let's recalculate this to doing 2024. They made, was it 1371.13? We'll just do this. 0.13 will be accurate. Now let's do 17.35%, which is fair, right? So we'll take 17.35%, which is technically about half of the 37% on average, right? Isn't that what it is? They just took essentially half. I mean, it's not calculus, right? Around half, right? So Clover's going to grow 37%, right? They just took around half, a little bit more than half. You update that based off of 2029. We should expect to see Clover in 2029 at $13.46 with a bull case and a base case of $9.57. But that's assuming they're not going to keep growing at 37%. I think they are. And if that's the case, and if they are 37%, let's go ahead and see what they are. You grow them at 37%, you're going to get a bull case of $53.69 and a base case of $36.10. You see how these numbers are different? They don't want you to know these numbers. They're trying to screw it up for you, okay? So let's just, out of respects, let's go ahead and let's just figure out the overall revenue expectation. We don't even have to figure it out. We don't have to do any calculation here. We just go, I mean, honestly, it's not, you just go here, Clover Health, investor relations. I mean, you just go here and go to investor relations, quarterly earnings. And you just go here and you just click on this little thing here. And hopefully I'm able to scroll. No, I'm out. Yeah, I can't scroll. I need to restart my Adobe. It's not working. So I'm going to have to just open up. Just give me a moment here. Let me open up Safari real quick. Sorry. Let me just open up Safari. So Safari, Ferrari. All right. So here it is. Okay. Okay. There it is. Okay. So here's this. They're expecting. Okay. There it is. There, right there. See? They're expecting this much in 2025, 37% growth. So let's take the halfway point. Oh, screw it. Oh, fine. We'll take the halfway point. That's fine. We'll just do halfway. That's fine. And we'll divide by 2. You get 1.873, which then you multiply by 100. I'm sorry, divide by 100. You multiply by 1,000 to turn it into millions. Oh my God, guys. I'm sorry. Let's divide by 2 and then multiply by 1,000. I divided by 1,000. You get this many millions. Okay. So this is how many millions. So you take this now and multiply it by that 5% I was talking about, and you get a free cash flow of 106. You see, they don't want to show you this. It's so BS, guys. The system is rigged. 106 system is rigged. So it's a rigged system, I can tell you. You go ahead and calculate this, and look at this. Bull case 32, base case 21, bear case 15. And they have to go 37%, and their free cash flow has to be 106.57, which means their discontinued free cash flow needs to be a lot higher, which is why it's a little scary. So we can be a little humble with this and say 106, whatever, 0.57 divided by 2. Oh, no. Divided by 2 is 53.25. 53.25. You go ahead and do that, and you update it, and then you get $16.16 and $10.87, which goes back to Clove is going to be $10 this year, believe it or not, right? B-Rob has been doing calculations because he's part of the lifetime access, right? So he's been doing these calculations, right? So the point here, and by the way, this is taking half half of the expected free cash flow and technically the 30 million of free cash flow, and assuming that there's going to be more discounted free cash flow, and it's going to go from 30 million of free cash flow to 53.285 million, and that's not including SaaS, and that's also not including the expected 37%. We're assuming that a lot of them are going to be more, the switcher is going to be more expensive, right? But you can ultimately see where Clover's headed. Okay. Now remember, this does not include SaaS. This does not include price to sales ratio of a SaaS company. This does not include if Clover Health releases a national player partnership with the Counterpart Assistant. I'm telling you right now, once they release a national partnership with a big insurer, it's game over. It's checkmate. You've broken out of the matrix. Right? So some guy, someone just said, I have over 120,000 shares. Goal is 150. Right? Okay. All right. Let's call 120,000. Right? Yeah. Let's go ahead and say this thing, let's say, goes to 35. Okay. That's about 4.2 million. All right, 4.2 million. Okay, it's still a growth stock. We can go ahead and then using our, again, part of the lifetime access, we talked about options analysis, right? We talked about covered calls and cash secured puts. Okay. Now, obviously, during months of earnings, when there's earnings, you can make around 10% in a month, which is $420, believe it or not, $420,000 in 1 month. Okay. Or during months of just not good months, you can make 0.0175, about 1.7%, which is $73,500 per freaking month. Okay. And on good months, you can make around 0.0333, about 3.33%, which is $135,000. So anywhere between $75,000 to $400,000 a month. Assume anywhere between, maybe let's say be a little bit more humble, $50,000 to $80,000 a month. That's pretty damn good, guys. That's life changing. Imagine you make this for a good year. Okay. Every 2 months, you be able to buy a property. And the rest, maybe the last 3 months, you'll be able to pay off the taxes of all those other things. Right? So anywho, this is the overall mission of our platform. Okay? It's very clear, and you know this. The world is not fair. Okay? The world's not fair. I mean, the movie Rocky is really great, right? It doesn't matter how tough you are. It'll basically beat you down. And if you have a family to take care of, your family will get beat down with you. So as a man that's watching this channel, right? And I'm speaking to you man to man, it is your job to learn what these people are doing to protect your family. It is your job. You have to learn this. You have to. Because in the next 10, 20 years, it's going to be less, but what you're going to do is you're going to start seeing people lose their jobs. You're going to start seeing Ubers being disrupted because of robo-taxis. You already see it with Waymo, right? Especially if you're in the Phoenix and San Francisco area. Ladies and gentlemen, the world is not fair. And you have to equip yourself with knowledge and learn how these Wall Streeters make their money. And I hope that with all the videos that we've shown you, all the videos that I worked so hard to just basically pump out, trying to show you, I hope that you've learned something from this, right? Again, we don't have fancy editors. These are just lives. right? It's just a guy in his, small little building here, speaking in a microphone, trying to share to the world that I found a way out, and I'm just trying to share it with you. Some have listened, and some are out of the matrix, and I'm very happy. So keep working hard. I know it's tough. We're talking about all these people that have all these shares, and let's say you only have 1,000 shares or 3,000 shares. It's okay. We all start from somewhere. It's okay. The fact that you know this information and the fact that you know it exists, you are far ahead than most people. Okay? So all you got to do is believe in yourself and trust in yourself. Right? And understand that and believe that the cards will always fall in your favor. All you have to do is work hard. And the fact that 115 people on a Monday night, 46 from YouTube and 68 from what does it call it? X. The fact that you guys are here listening and all the people that are going to watch overnight and tomorrow, the fact that you guys are here, it shows that you guys want something more out of life. You want something more for your family. You want to be able to, you know how many messages I got? Al, I joined your platform because I don't want to, I want to, I didn't come from much. I want to be able to leave something for my children. I want my son to be proud of me. Those are the messages I received. Al, my kid is suffering from an illness that cost around $50,000 of medications that the insurance stopped covering. Al, I'm able to afford my medication for my child now. Right? Al, I just divorced. I lost everything. I lost my home. I had a gambling and alcohol addiction. But now I'm able to invest and learn, and I'm building not a lot, but just small steps. What else did I hear? Al, I don't want to be a thank you card reader when I'm older. I don't want to be he said, I don't want to be a Walmart greeter. These are all of the messages that I've been getting. Right? And it's crazy to think, right, that someone who came from homelessness, who came with no mom, no dad, who literally came to Tucson with literally shredded pajamas, a black large trash bag of clothings, and just miscellaneous books, was able to basically conjure up God, just some crazy ass tenacity to create a software, to figure out how YouTube works, to battle their fears of speaking in front of a microphone and being able to share this knowledge to you all. Because I can tell you this right now, no matter how much money you make, you cannot take anything with you. So the biggest thing, at least for me, that I've realized is being able to, what can you do with what you have? And the fact that I've been able to accomplish this and be able to help all of you, show you what these asshole Wall Streeters are doing, how they're making their money. I mean, you see the graphs. You see how sneaky they are. They're slow and methodical. They're nimble. They're very nimble. You can't see it, And as soon as you see it, and all of a sudden, boom, the stock price goes up. And you're like, what in the world and it goes up so much to where it encourages FOMO. Right? And then they sell it to you. Right? And then they buy it back down when it goes down, right? So again, guys, it is an honor to be a small part of your journey, to be able to share this information that's honestly changed my life. Because I promise you something right now, okay? There's going to be a time, right, when you're going to get into, I've seen these patients, right? I don't know how they end up in this situation, right? But a lot of people do. They're elderly. All the people around them have passed away, and some of them have abandoned families, and they don't have savings. And they're trying to rely on the government after paying all those taxes for CMS to take care of them. They run out of money and they can't find a home. I don't want that to happen to you, right? I want you to eat healthier. I want you to live in great neighborhoods, right? I want you to enjoy the beauty of Mother Earth. Sad you have to pay for it. It should be free because it's natural. We don't own nothing. We're just passing through time. We own nothing in this world. In any case, I love you all. We're going to continue putting God first in everything that we do. And all of us are going to be, we're going to do just fine. Okay? Just watch out 5 to 8 quarters from now and you'll see what I'm talking about. I've been doing this for a long time. You guys are going to see the analysis and it's going to come true. Obviously, if there's a recession, we're going to have to wait a little bit, right? It's fine. Those are macro events, right? The stock is not the business. The business is not the stock. But ultimately, the stock will become the business. And all you have to do is be like that dog on the boat, sitting down and patiently waiting. Because the chess pieces will come together and you will get your checkmate. God bless you all. Appreciate you, James. I had nothing 20 years ago. Hard work pays off. Absolutely. God bless you all, and I'll see you on the next one.